We are going live in just 1 minute on the 24K Live Show. I'm excited to have you here. Thanks for popping in. Share the show with everybody else. We got a big show today. We're going to talk about some serious things that are going to help people hopefully understand where they are and what they can do to make it a better life, a better day. Hey, this is Derek Gant. Are you ready? I know I am. Hopefully, you know that this is a radio show that pops off at 2 o'clock every Sunday here on The Vibe 106.com. You're listening to 24K Live 106.com. The home of R&B, old school, new school, Motown, hip-hop, 90s, 80s, and more. Simply the best music 24/7. We are in the studio of the Vibe House where we talk real life, real money, and being your best self. I'm your host, Derek Gant. Every Sunday. I'm here to help you think big, work smarter, and become unstoppable. You know why? Because around here, we don't chase mediocrity. We dominate and walk in our divinity. This show is about living your 24K life, mastering your mind, money, body, and soul to live boldly and unapologetically at your highest level. Are you ready? Let's lock in. Hey, it's time to lock in. This is Derek Gant. You know what? I use the 24K life as a code of conduct, a code of operation. It is my operating system. It just isn't my lifestyle. It's my standard. It's how I decide what to say yes to, what to say no to. And it also helps me build consistent momentum that helps me not fall too low or not go too high. Today, we're going to talk about how you can create some protection as your peace. This is an important show. There's a lot of heaviness going on out here, and I want to invite you to comment on the show. You can reach us at 419-972-1922. Give us your 2 cents. We want to know what you think, but as we tap in, make sure you lock in. It's going to be a heavy ride.
There's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Yeah. Father, we don't need to escalate. You see, war is not the answer, for only love.
Hey, I hope you know serious times call for serious songs. It's time for you to tap in.
To bring some love in here today. Picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on.
We want to say hello to Coach Don. Yes, Kobe, it is a happy, cold Sunday day. We refuse to give in, to get down, or to give up.
Everybody thinks we're wrong. Oh, but who are they to judge us? Simply cause our hair is long. Some understanding here today. Oh.
Today I want to share with you how you can start to structure your protection in the form of peace. You know, there's always a way. We are a creative, resilient people. There is nothing that's going to keep us down. Not saying you won't get down, but there's nothing that's going to keep us down. It's our job, our responsibility to set the tone, to set the pace, to level up this game called life. And with that, we know that there's always an opportunity through faith for us to rise. I plan on rising. I hope you do too. Just know it is your duty to facilitate your soul's freedom. You have to free your mind. Not saying be ignorant, lock in, understand what's going on. This is nothing new under the sun. That is also a Bible scripture, that there is nothing new under the sun. And if you believe that, then you'll know it's time for you to lock in. Nothing else that you can do.
I'd previously done years and years and years of therapy, but needed some accountability. I was about 1.5 years into my business, and it was growing exponentially. A lot was happening at home with my family, with my parents, with my caregiver responsibilities, and it felt like, as Dawn and I call it, I was juggling glass balls. Dawn was able to teach me how to just be in the quiet. I'm not your typical meditation, sit cross-legged, candles around you, and that's not me, but a quiet moment in my car, being able to reset for myself. What are my intentions and what do I need? I would say Dawn is a vibe. When she gives you a hug, when you enter her space, when you talk to her, it is an energy that passes through you. As long as you are open to accepting it, she will be there to support you 110%.
Financial advisor, stroke survivor, and author of the 24K Life Code. And Derek didn't survive what he survived by accident. His life wasn't spared so he could sell tips. He was commissioned to help people break free. Free from confusion, free from shame, free from systems that keep them busy but never whole. That's why he created the 24K Life Code, a personal and financial operating system that aligns your mind, money, body, and soul. So wealth stops owning you and starts serving you. This isn't hustle culture. This isn't prosperity hype. This is order, discipline, stewardship. If you know you were made for more, but something keeps pulling you back, it's time to break the cycle. Answer the call. Live your 24K life. 24klife.org.
Hey, it's time to lock in, family. Today's show is not about fear. I am not a fearmonger. We have enough fear to last us a lifetime. It's not about panic. It's also not about doom. Today's show is an opportunity for me to teach you, to show you, to introduce to you, to remind you, most importantly, about protection. The kind of protection that produces personal peace. See, when you're at peace, you're not at fear. So let's talk about what most people are doing, because most people are nervous. Their life is fragile because their money is thin. Their plan is vague. You've got to have a strategy and a plan. Their faith is reactive, right? You believe when you see it. And you have to understand that when pressure hits, people begin to realize that they were never covered. They were never protected. They just were hoping that things would go according to some imaginary good plan. But protection is a spiritual practice. It is a spiritual principle that begins with proper stewardship. That means managing your resources, not just your money, but your time, all of your resources. Protection is maturity, and protection is love in action. If I am protecting my family, that is my way of showing love. understand that when order increases, chaos and anxiety kind of dissipates. And that's where we want you to be. We want you to understand that there are things you can do. And we're going to talk about a little bit more details a little bit later. Hey, if you're just joining the show, make sure you reach out to us, 419-972-1922. We see we have several people on our YouTube channel. Make sure you say hello. Hello, Kobe. Thanks for joining the show. Hello, Dawn Johnson, Coach Dawn. She loves to be called because she is the epitome of showing people the way. And we have another guest on, or actually a few more. I don't know. Say hello in the comments so I can acknowledge your presence here. But if you want to join the show, you can join us on our 24K Live YouTube channel, or you can join on Vibe106.com. You like that radio voice? 106.com. Anyway, I know that when things get crazy in my life, I get more organized. I get more constrained, meaning I lock in and I take extreme focus on the things that are happening in my immediate area. You know, today we're going to talk about restoring order financially, mentally, physically, legally, and spiritually. So I'm going to need you to do me a favor. Kobe, I need you to lead the charge here. I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take a deep breath and hold it and then exhale, because I need you to understand, oh, I see you. I see you. I praise God too. Yes, I do. But I need you to understand it's not too late. You're not too late. You're right on time. You know, let me read you, and I've never done this on one of our shows, but I feel the need to read this to you. It says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God. We're talking about loading up. Let's talk about getting locked and loaded. Put on your armor. That's what we're talking about today. What is your armor, your resources? What do you have to make sure you and yours are good? That you may be able to stand against the wiles of evil. It really says the devil, but evil. Because we're in a fight of light and darkness. Do you want to be in the light or do you want to be in the dark? Because there is no gray. Either you can see or you can't. And what I find is that there are exponentially people in the dark that are being exposed, right? We don't hear about the light. We hear about the dark, but the light is out there. And I'm grateful for you for tapping into this show, because we're going to help you see a little bit more light. It says, for we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness. Doesn't this sound familiar? Sounds kind of like what we're dealing with, right? This is a Bible scripture written 2,000 years ago. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand the evil day. Hey, I don't know about you but we've been in a lot of evil days. And most recently, they seem to be hyped up. And it's more of an awareness situation. I think there's always been evil days. There's always been dark people. We just didn't hear about it as much. So stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth, having put on your breastplate of righteousness. You got to be in the right. Stay on the right side, on your mindset, on your faith, on your heart. And having shod your feet with preparation. I'm going to have to look that one up. I don't know what shod your feet is, but I'm thinking it means take a strong stance of the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, take the shield of faith. We talked about faith a couple weeks ago. And take your helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. Praying always with prayer and supplication in the Spirit. Look, we're talking about gearing up. You need to gear up and be ready. But here's the issue. Do you have your money right? Do you have your resources tight? Remember, anytime that there's a winter storm, anytime there's a winter storm, and I come from the Midwest, so we always had winter storms. It didn't matter. People would hit the grocery stores. They would hit the stores in preparation for not being able to go to the store. right? They stocked up in COVID. We stocked up on with water. In Toledo, Ohio, where I was born and raised, the water supply got a little damaged at one point, and you couldn't drink tap water. So you had to go to the store to get water, and there was no water because everybody went and hoarded the water. So as a good steward, managing your resources, you should always be prepared. And we're going to talk about what prepared looks like, not out of fear. Again, we're not talking about this out of fear. We're talking about this out of preparation. So just realize that you do have some semblance of control. You do. You have some semblance of control. I didn't say full control. You get to control where you go and when you go. Should you go? I'm telling you, I'm not taking my hind parts out of the house except to go to the gym, to go to the store, maybe in an appointment, if you have a doctor's appointment, and then back home. Because it's dangerous in these streets. I'm in Minnesota. My family's calling me, hey, are you good? Minnesota's crazy. Are you good? I have to post a little bit more to make sure everybody knows that I'm good. I'm still smiling. I'm still leading with light. And I'm still going to encourage people because that's what I was called and coded to do. I talk about being called and coded a lot on this show. Being called means that you were created with a certain DNA code that sets you apart to deliver some goodness to the world. My goodness to the world is to help you figure out how to manage your resources properly so that you can withstand any bullshit that it pops off, right? That's what I was called to do, mostly financially, right? But I also talk about fitness. You need to be physically fit. Are you able to get up and move? One of my most vivid memories is of one of the very few vacations I took with my family. I was older and I had my own family, but my entire family went on this cruise. And my dad, who was in his 80s at the time, 82, I believe, went on the cruise with us. But my dad had gout. And so when we went to certain places and we weren't going to get off the boat to go visit this island or whatever, he couldn't get off the boat because if his gout flared up, he couldn't move. Right? He had to stay steady. He had a great time. One of those old black dads who never wanted to do anything, but when he did it, you couldn't get him back. Had a great time, but he couldn't do all the things he really wanted to do. And I remember this because I consistently tell myself, at 59, I need to be mobile. I need to be strong. I need to be able to move. That is part of our ability. That is part of our protection, to be able to maneuver. So move your body. We're going to talk about that in later shows. But today we're going to talk about your money. And it's not to scare you, it's to free you. Your financial stress is not caused by lack of income. Let me say it again. It's not the lack of income. It's the lack of reserves. You need more reserves. You need to put something up. When things got tough, people who have reserves don't panic. They know they have some reserves. I'm suggesting to you that you stack up enough resources. I'm talking food, money, water, bullets, that you can protect your house for at least 3 to 7 days. There's people that can go and get off the grid for months on end. I'm not suggesting that's where you need to be. It takes a lot of time and accumulation. I'm saying prepare yourself. Have batteries in the house. Have flashlights. This is not about doom and gloom. Remember, I already said we are not talking doom and gloom. We are talking preparedness. We're talking about being peaceful. I keep cash in my house. You can come try to get it if you want to, but you're going to meet something else. I keep that too. And I'm saying you should also. When COVID hit in 2020, my clients were asking me, how much cash should we have at home? And I told them you should have at least $500 on the low side and as much as you can stash away so that if ATMs go down, if you need cash transactions because you go to the store and their computers don't work, you need to have some cash on hand. So that's my suggestion for you. Protection begins when you stop living on the edge and you start living with the margins, right? Get inside the margins so you're not scared. The scripture says the wise store up, the foolish consume everything. Are you wise or are you foolish? Here's the cool part about this. If you've been foolish, you get to change the game and get to become wise. My producer's texting me. Let's see what he's saying. Yeah, he likes that cash statement. Okay, I see you. He also likes to tease me about the Steelers, who just hired Mike McCarthy. But, I'm cool with that. He's going to be a good coach. The Cleveland Browns, though, ooh, Jesus, we don't know what they're going to do. But let's get back to what we're doing here. When you structure your protection, it means that you have money that never gets touched. You know how you save money in the Christmas club, but somehow it ends up as zero before Christmas? That's not what we're doing. We're saving up and we're not touching it. It's an emergency fund. I tell my clients that have troubles really locking in, like they really have troubles locking in on their savings, to label. So you set up your emergency fund, and we don't call it emergency fund. We name that account because see, on your bank statement, when you pull up your bank on your phone, you can label your accounts. You can give them nicknames. I tell them to label it, do not touch. That's the name of the account, do not touch. Label the account, do not touch. And that way I can touch any other account, not this account. You have a buffer that you can breathe. You are no longer one emergency away from chaos. Google how much savings the average working adult has, and they only have enough to get by through the next pay period. One emergency, an emergency could be a flat tire, or it could be your car gets towed, or it could be whatever, right? One $400 emergency is going to throw most people off. And you need to be stronger than that. And that's why people are panicking. That's why people are upset. That's not the only reason, but we know that there's some threats out there on people's lives. People are losing their lives. They're losing their freedoms. But you got to declare that you're going to take some of this worry and strain off yourself. Coach Dawn was telling me the other day, she was so glad that I don't have to get in a car and go into a big office building. But if you do have to get in a car, if you have to go in a big office building, hey, Rashawn, make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you're not just wasting that time in that building, in that space during that 9 to 5. Have a strategy, have a plan. Look around when you pull in the lot. Know what's normal and what's not normal. Understand who you're on the elevator with. This is about being prepared. If you want peace, build a reserve. If you want clarity, create space. See, the more you consume certain things, the more frantic you get. It's just natural. I taught you before about your creative subconscious. The more you feed your mind, your conscious mind, the more your subconscious mind talks to you when you're sleeping. The more your subconscious mind talks to you. And you don't want it speaking fear. You don't want it speaking chaos. You want it speaking clarity. And if you want protection, stop waiting for tomorrow. Today's the day. If you don't know today's the day, I'm not sure what to tell you. But I promise you, today is the day. And if you believe, you're going to see what I'm saying is true. We're fighting a spiritual war. I don't care what you see. This is a spiritual war, and we are going to win. There's no doubt about it in my mind. We are going to win this fight.
Therefore I say,
but you gotta believe.
What things soever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them.
This is Dr. Ferris Hill,
and you shall have
believe. And I want all of us to believe.
Joined by. Just believe. Just believe you can do it. Just believe nothing to it. Just believe in yourself. Just believe. Just believe. Just believe you can take it. Just believe you can make it. Just believe you'll get through it. Just believe. Just believe. I believe. I believe. Yes, I believe. Oh, I believe. Oh, I believe. According to your faith, you will overcome. Oh, yes, you will. All you're gonna do is believe. Believe, 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 believe. If God be for you, who can be against you? Yeah. Just believe. You can take it. Oh, believe. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it. You're gonna get through this. Oh, you know that you can. Oh, you know that you can. All you gotta do is believe. Oh, believe, believe, believe. Oh, believe, believe. He said you're more than a conqueror. You can do it. You are healed. You are whole. Just believe. Just believe. I believe in what the word says. I believe. I believe. I believe. I know I'm healed. I believe. I'm set free. Oh, yes, I am. I believe I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I believe. Oh, yeah. In this word. Oh, yes, oh, yes. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Yeah.
Hey, you gotta believe. You gotta believe. There's no choice in the matter.
You need to watch this if you struggle with feeling stuck in life. I'll show you how to get the best version of yourself with the 24K Life Code. The 24K Life Code by Derek Gant isn't just a book, it's your blueprint to extraordinary living. Imagine understanding yourself so deeply that your goals, strengths, and passions become crystal clear. That's the power of. But knowing isn't enough. The next step? It's about turning those insights into deliberate moves that lead you to success. And guess what? It's not as hard as you think. Now let's talk mindset and replaces limiting beliefs with a focus on growth and prosperity. It's about seeing opportunities, not obstacles. Finally, we have. Align your daily activities with your true values and watch your life transform. The 24K Life Code is your map to financial stability and a life filled with purpose and abundance. Ready to live unapologetically and authentically? Your greatness awaits.
You know, one of the biggest questions I get asked is that, what does a life coach actually do? And I say, you know what? I'm not really sure, but I can tell you what I do. And I am your guide back to your authentic selves. But I meet you where you are right now in your healing journey. We start from today. We don't have to go back, but sometimes going back happens to bubble up in the forefront as we are present and doing our work to heal. And so when you're ready to lean into that knowing, give me a call. Come join Coach Dawn in this process. I'll send you the information and we can get started as soon as you're ready.
Hey, this segment is brought to you by Amin Poet Production Company. For your musical needs when sound is all you got, visit aminpoet.com. That's AMINPOET.com. Also, if you want to participate in the show, hit us up, 419-972-1922. We excited to have you on the show. We will be happy to air your comments. We will absolutely answer your questions. It's what we do. It's why we're here. I know it's a trivial, tragic time, but we can make it. You got to believe we can make it. Hey, hit us up. Don't forget, you have to dive into what your goodness is, what your grace is. What are you called and coded to do? What are you anointed? Who touched you and said, you know what, stop comparing yourself to these entertainers, you know, the basketball, the football, the singers, the rappers. You know, 1% of the population falls into those categories. The other 99% are still as great if you decide to tap into what you were put on this earth to do. There is no question in my mind that your greatness is waiting to be discovered, is waiting to be unleashed. It's going to change the world. I'm not just talking trash here. I believe this with everything in me, that when we tap into our greatness and not only tap into it, listen, here's what people do. People want to understand something, and then they look at someone else and they want to understand that too. And so they continue to expose themselves to new and more and more and more. And what you should be doing is tapping into your greatness and go more and more and more deeper. You want to go deeper into your knowledge, your expertise, what you're called and coded for, not wider. Wider means I'm a financial expert, then I'm going to start studying medicine, then I'm going to study nutrition, then I'm going to study fitness, and I'm going wider, but I'm not going deep. I'm very shallow. I know very little about a lot. And that's cool, but what's going to get you paid is to be able to go deeper. Can you go deeper on a subject matter and say, I am an expert at this? And if you want the deepness of the resources that I bring to you, you got to pay me. You got to pay me. It's what it is. That's how we all eat. But go deeper. Stop going wide. Don't consume everything. Consume what's pertinent for you to add your value, your love to the world. That is what this game is about. But I'm going to keep going. Listen, here's the reason why we're doing this. Prepared people don't panic. I'm going to say it again. Prepared people don't panic. And if you've ever been to church, and I grew up in a Pentecostal church, they repeat it 3 times. There's something to the 3. Prepared people don't panic. They pivot. They don't panic. They pivot. And who pivots better than those of us that have been pivoting our whole life? It's time to pivot. It's not time to panic. But in order to pivot, let me share something with you. And I've already shared it. I'm going to reshare it. You got to say it 3 times. Wisdom is having water. Wisdom is having stored goods, as in food. Wisdom is having light in your heart and in your life. We're talking about your mind and those batteries for that flashlight. Wisdom is in power. Again, power within. I shared my story about my pops. Being able to move is critical for your personal power. And most importantly, and I'm saying this selfishly because I'm a financial planner, you got a plan. You got a plan. When you leave the house, do you have a plan? I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you the honest God truth. I'm so alpha. I'm so myopic. I'm going to call it myopy, right? I'm so myopic, that's singularly focused, that I got scolded the other day and I deserved every bit of it. I got in my car and I left the house. I said, well, I got a phone call. Where you going? How can you tell somebody where you're leaving, where you're going? We live in a time that people need to know where you are, what you're doing, and that you're safe, especially when you're in an area you don't really know where you're going. I told you, I'm in an area, this is new to me. I don't know where I'm going, but I've always had this 6'3" alpha mentality, right? I'm a big guy. I'm not afraid of anything, but you know what? There's some things you should be aware of, because it don't matter how big you are, they can take you down. You heard the story. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. But let's talk about the prudent person sees danger and takes refuge. The prudent person sees danger, takes refuge. They don't go out in the melee, okay? You're not stronger than a bullet. You're not stronger than a baton. Figure out how to participate, to add value to the chaos, but from your refuge. I can't say it any more prudent than that. You don't prepare because you're scared. You prepare because you're responsible. I prepare in peace so I never have to panic in a crisis. So let me give you a tip about what I'm doing. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of insights that you can consider. than I do. Like the other day I went to the store and I went to get the refill our water. We have 5-gallon water drums. I went to go refill the water. And while I was there, I bought a bunch of dried beans. I bought a bunch of dried beans, a bunch of dried goods, because you need to continuously add for your storehouse. They're only $3. So why not buy 4 or 5 packs while you're there? Why not buy dried rice while you're there? I promise you, you will never regret being prepared. You know what? If you want to level up, you've got to take the position that you're going to level up. There's no doubt about it. It's your season. It's your time.
4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. Know you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. All this sauce so level, on another level. Elevate your level, level, graduate your level. There's no one on it, nah, nah, nah. Hey, all this sauce so level, on another level.
This segment is brought to you by DJ Mr. J. We want to thank Eugene. You're in the basement with Dr. Mr. J. He comes on at 8 p.m., 8 to 10. Check him out on Vibe106.com. Listen, we're going to talk about the second portion of your protection, and that is making sure that you have legal awareness, that you have road awareness, that you know what's going on in the streets. I asked my cousin, we're blessed. Our family is incredibly blessed. We have more lawyers and judges and legalese people than ever before. But even so, I called my cousin and I asked him, I said, hey, what is, we were watching ICE do all these crazy things and they're going door to door. And I asked him, hey, what are you allowed? Do you have to open the door? If they come, if the police or the ICE comes to your door, do you have to open it? And he said that normally you don't have to open the door. If they don't have a warrant, you don't have to open the door. But he then backed it up by saying, but be prepared for them to kick in your door. And so it's a conundrum. He says, I'm not really sure what to tell you to do. I would make them show me a warrant. And if they don't, just be prepared. They may kick your door in. And so I'm sharing this with you because we are blessed. And if you're blessed, you're supposed to be a blessing. But speaking of blessing, I want you to know that we are happy to give you our laundry list of items that you need to consider in preparation for your plan. Just hit us up at 419-972. Text the show, 419-972-1922, and we will send you our list of what we think that you should start with when preparing for your future. But when it comes to the legal, right? When it comes to the road in your car, when it comes to your concealed carry and all the things that are out here right now, just know that knowledge slows down chaos. Knowledge protects dignity and knowledge prevents escalation. When you know, you're not so anxious to spit something out because you believe. I remember my son when he was younger, in his teens, he used to spout off to the police because he believed he knew what he was talking about. And that's part of that is youth. But what's our excuse as adults? You can't just spout off thinking that you know. You need to go do your homework. Go find out, based on the state that you live in, what are the rules? What is the law? I'm not suggesting to you that everybody honors the law or follows the rules. We know that's insane to assume that in this particular time, because they don't. But at the very least, you still need to know. I move informed, calm, and unprovoked. Knowledge is my shield. I move informed, calm, and unprovoked. You have to be in control of your emotional and mental faculties. If you're not, you're going to spiral into the chaos. And that is not a good place to spiral. It's not a good time to spiral. When you know what to say and when to say nothing, it helps you stay a little safer. So I'm encouraging you, go check out the rules in your state. What are you allowed to do? What aren't you allowed to do? If you're carrying, are you carrying properly? Do you have your concealed carry? Even though I live in a open carry state, I still have a concealed carry. And I do that because, again, my legalese family said to me, listen, when you go and you take the courses, at the very minimum, you know what the rules are, what the laws are. You just don't own a gun. You know what the rules and the laws are because that's what they teach you. Furthermore, when they see that you have a concealed carry, you hope that they go, oh, this person has done the due diligence to understand how to operate in this world. So just know that here is a list of things that you should consider when you are thinking about leveling up your protection, your life. Number one is make sure that you are able to move. Take your hind parts to the gym. Get up off the couch. Be able to move. I already shared with you, stack your resources. Do your due diligence. Do your homework. Don't sit there in the darkness thinking you know or wringing your hands about how unfair this is, about how crazy this all is. You have to be able to do something. You're still going to wring your hands. You're still going to say it's crazy, but at least you're adding power to the equation. That's going to help you maneuver where you are. So what's going on with your home? Do you have all of the proper things in its proper places? Do you know where your candles are? Do you know where your batteries are? Do you have solar packets? I told you I was going to share some things with you. We are looking at hand radios, radios that if the cell towers go down, this is not a doom and gloom show. I'm just sharing with you that since 2020, since I grew up in the Midwest and we've had all these storms growing up, the blizzard of 78 was crazy. Check this out. When I was a kid, we lived 2 blocks, maybe 2.5 blocks away from the Red and White, which was the corner store. And my mom would send us to the store every day. I walked to the store. I didn't say someday. Every day I walked to the store. That means that she wasn't stocking a whole bunch, right? She needed something, go to the store, get this, and this. And me and my cousins would walk to the store, or myself would walk to the store, or whatever, and get whatever she needed. But I'm here to tell you that when the blizzard of 78 hit, and I think I was 10, 78. I was 12 when the Blizzard 78 hit. We couldn't walk to the store. The store was closed. And I'm telling you that that's not the position you want to be in. Do we have food? Absolutely, we had food. Do we have missing some things? I'm sure we missed a lot of things. But you know how families are. We didn't know we were missing anything. We just knew we didn't have to walk to the store. We knew we couldn't walk to the store because there was 20 feet of snow outside. But today, do you want to be in a position, remember COVID, do you want to be in a position where you need paper products? And you know what paper products I'm talking about. If you need some paper products and you go to Costco, you go to Sam's, you go to the store, and there's none. There's none. There is none. That's not the position you want to be in. I'll tell you what we did. We cleaned out our storage. We rearranged our space so that every time we go to the store, we decide to buy a case of water, we buy canned goods, we buy dry goods, we buy rice, we buy beans, we buy the things that won't perish. We have a stored place to put them. So we started by making room. You know, the other day I did a video talking about capacity. You know, you can't expect to get more if you don't have the capacity to handle more. And part of that is believing that more is coming. More clients, more business, more bonuses, a brighter day. You know, we don't plan to live in darkness forever. We don't ever plan to live in darkness, period. And the reason why you don't plan to live in darkness is because you are the light. And if you are called and coded and you know what your anointing is, then your job is to step into that anointing consistently so that you own it. If you don't think that LeBron is anointed with the gift of basketball, you're not paying attention. If you don't think he's anointed with philanthropy as he opens up schools and helps kids and families, you're not paying attention. Don't pay attention to their basketball skills. Don't pay attention to the entertainment. That's called a distraction. Pay attention to the example that that young man gives each and every one of us. Pay attention to the people that you admire, how they're elevating their lives. I admire my sister. She kept going to school and kept getting more degrees and masters, and then she was applying them to her real life and kept getting raises. So look at the people that you admire. See how they're tapping into their greatness. You know, I admire Coach Dawn as I watch her continuously elevate, going deeper. She doesn't go wider. She's a life coach. She doesn't try to be a gymnastics coach, right? She's a life coach. She grew up being a track coach. Those are the only two things she coaches. Don't ask her about nothing else because she's not going to help you because she stays in her lane. And that's what I'm trying to get you to do. Stay in your lane. Your feed should be the things that are feeding your mind, feeding your heart. Look for the good. If you can't find it, be the good. I produce videos so that there can be some inspiration. I'm doing this show so that you're not scared, but you can pivot to protection. You can pivot to peace by being prepared. So be aware of your environment. That was one of the things that I'm trying to say. Be aware of your environment. You need to clean out the garage, clean it out so that you can stack more water in there. Clean it out so you can have more dry goods, more canned goods. Get your shelvings together, right? Have batteries. So have your home in order, have your body in order, and have your habits in rhythm. Because if you're not sleeping because your rhythm is off, then you're going to be off. You're going to be off emotionally. You're going to be off mentally. You're going to be off physically. You know, understand that you have to declare your position during these times. There's no standing on the sideline. Declare your position. Are you light or are you dark? I know what I am. I know what most people that are in my circle are. But all I can do is promote more intensity to figuring out what your magic is and how you can tap into that magic so that you can continue to live a 24K life. What? Let's get up and dance. Let's get up and dance.
Let's set this party on fire. Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Second verse for the hustlers, gangsters, bad bitches and your ugly ass friends. I cannot preach, I cannot preach. I gotta show them how a pimp get it in. First, take your sip, do your dip, spend your money like money ain't shit. Ooh, we too fresh. Got to blame it on Jesus. Hashtag blessed. They ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up the rocket. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face. Ain't my fault they all be jacking. Keep up. Players only. Come on, put your pinky rings up to the moon. Hey girls, what y'all trying to do? What you trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Look out. Everywhere I go, they be like, oh, so bad. Everywhere I go, they be like, oh, so bad. Everywhere I go, they be like, oh, so bad. Now, watch me break it down like,
Hey, I've been sharing with you every week, and I need you to understand and believe it. You have been called and coded. When we talk about being coded, nobody in the history of ever, of all of the billions of people over the millions of years, has my fingerprints. No one but me can open up this iPhone with my facial features because I am coded with a unique code. My mindset is unique. No one thinks the way I do. Don't start. I get it. But I'm trying to share with you. It's obvious that we're all incredibly unique. We've been given incredibly unique gifts. We have to tap into our gifts so that it will elevate our strengths so that we don't live in chaos and fear. Don't think that everything that you see is true, because there's a lot going on spiritually that we just don't see. And you're not meant to see it. You're meant to believe. And that's what I want you to do, is tap in.
You need to watch this if you struggle with feeling stuck in life. I'll show you how to get the best version of yourself with the 24K Life Code. The 24K Life Code by Derek Gant isn't just a book, it's your blueprint to extraordinary living. Imagine understanding yourself so deeply that your goals, strengths, and passions become crystal clear. That's the power of. But knowing isn't enough. The next step? It's about turning those insights into deliberate moves that lead you to success. And guess what? It's not as hard as you think. Now let's talk mindset and replaces limiting beliefs with a focus on growth and prosperity. It's about seeing opportunities, not obstacles. Finally, we have. Align your daily activities with your true values and watch your life transform. The 24K Life Code is your map to financial stability and a life filled with purpose and abundance. Ready to live unapologetically and authentically? Your greatness awaits.
Yep, let's lock in. I keep playing the commercial because I need you to understand that you need to be reading. You need to be tapping into tools, right? The book is not about what I did and how I did it. It's about the tools I use to do what I've done and how I use these tools to stay who I am and continue to elevate. But while we're talking about your mindset, it's you got two more things to share with you as we close out the show. Your mental protection. I say inside the 24K Life Code, control what you can control. And see, the problem is that most anxiety comes from trying to control the things that God controls. See, you can never do God's work, and God will never do your work because he's already coded you. And then he called your hind parts and says, I need you to go out and help the people with this. Derek, go help the people with their finances so they're not financially strapped and broke in economic slavery. Coach Dawn, go be a life coach so that you can help people break free from the interpersonal tyranny of what things are going on to keep them down so they can see their greatness. Kobe, make sure that you're blessing people with the nutrition of the earth so they can be healthy and strong and continue continue to move. Then there's fitness trainers. We're all called. And listen, as a financial consultant, there might be 1 million financial consultants in America or the world, but there's only one that has my message directly for the people that have meant to hear my voice. We all have our constituency. They call it your tribe, the people that you need. I need you to help me do the things I do. When I wrote the book, I needed some help understanding how to do the cover. How do you set up the fonts? I'm not an English major. I'm a finance major. So we all tap into our greatness, and I hired out the expertise, paid thousands of dollars to get that book edited. Thousands and thousands of dollars to get the book edited. Yeah, I wrote it, but it needed to be in the King's English. So I want you to understand that your thoughts, and you know how many we have, at least 7,000 thoughts a day. I used to say 70,000. They said, nope, the statistics are wrong. At least 7,000 thoughts a day. You need to control your breath, your breathing. You're not breathing. That's why your heart races when you get upset, because you're not breathing. Breathe. Your response. Listen, you're only in control of how you respond. Yes, I'm outraged. What am I going to do next? That's the thought process. Yes, I'm outraged. What's next? Well, for me, I went inside. Let me protect my house. Let me make sure my house is good. And then I make sure my son's house is good. My other son's house is good. Then I make sure my family's houses are good. Now, as part of my extended family, I'm sharing this with you to make sure your house is good. But then your focus. What are you focusing on? Okay? God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You can't have real good love or power if your mind is off. My mom used to say, common sense, Derek, ain't so common. Kobe, you remember mom saying that? Common sense ain't common. And the older we get, the more we see, man, these people ain't got no sense. They don't even have common sense. They got none. But those of us that have some common sense, those of us that are focused, that can control our reactions, we are going to rule. We're going to dominate. We're going to take the lead. And lastly, before I play out our closing song, I need you to tap into a scripture or two that feed your soul, right? Just find one. Psalms 91 is a good one. It's long, but it's a good one. Find something that's going to protect your soul, right? Understand that the protection is not something you pray for once. It's something that you build daily. You're not praying for protection. You're taking action. Again, control what you can control. God's not going to come down here and do your work. He's not going to stack up your storehouse. He's already given you everything you need to create value. Take that value. Make sure you're using it wisely. Protect your money, protect your mind, and protect your home. I'm Derek Gant. I need you to be your best, get the best, leave nothing to chance. Hey, keep checking us out. Vibe106.com. We're going to end with God's hands, and I believe that everything is in God's hands. So be well. Show back up next week. I'm excited about it. I'm always excited to help bring you the information you need to manage your resources.
Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good just to be? Don't it feel good just to be in God's hands? Don't it feel good? In God's hands, knowing that you're standing in God's hands. Oh, I'm living in these moments that I pray for. Standing in the purpose I was made for. I'm just walking in the hands of the Lord. Give me more. You went undercover with your grace. Detective, how you found me in my shame, but you didn't give me over to my chain. You arrested me with love, and you sentenced me to change. Mugshot looking different, I'm amazed. You pulled me out the grave that you found me in. If you had to run it back, you do it all again. Yeah, and I ain't stepping out. No, I'm locked in, and I ain't stressing out. Counted in his hands when they count me out. Sheesh. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good just to be? Don't it feel good?
This is the 24K Life, covered, calm, clear, and ready. You've been called and coded. I love you. Stay awake, stay prepared, stay protected, and most importantly, make sure you pivot.
I just might scream. God's got his hands on me. Ain't no stains on me. Knowing that I'm covered by the blood, still so clean like Dove. Amen. Jireh provider. He's my Abba, my father. I know that you're for me, yeah. I can go the distance when it's the both of us. So just to know this kind of love, it's the way that you found me in the dark when I was lost. You brought me home. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good just to be? Don't it feel good just to be in God's hands? Don't it feel good in God's hands? Knowing that you're standing in God's hands.
Hey, run on, look, yeah. Don't it feel good? Living in His favor from the country to the hood. I don't want the paper when I got the holy book. Who'da thought that a crook like me would get courtside seats? Take a look, firm foundation, standing 10 toes. I can never be complacent. Skyline views when you coming from the basement. Got me like, ooh, going with the praise.
All right, fam, that's the show. I just cut off the radio version. Listen to me clearly. If you need some help, if you need some insights, if you need some help, if you need some structure, hit us up. We're here as a team, as a family, to help you level up your life, level up your love, and don't walk around in fear. That is not what we're supposed to be doing. I'm not going to do it. I pray you're not going to do it. And together, we can do something greater. I'm Derek Gant. Hey, love you all. Be well. Thanks for sharing the show.